With phone cameras getting better and better, a simple question pops up. Why use a dedicated camera? I mean, phones today can easily take good or routine photos while being small, discreet, and basically always present. They are also easy to use, since they don't require any technical knowledge to use them. You can take a photo, edit it, and post it on your preferred social media on the same device. The workflow is seamless. Meanwhile, dedicated cameras are big, not so discreet, and they're just another thing to carry around, and you need to take photos onto a separate device to edit or post them. So, with that in mind, why do so many hobbyists use dedicated cameras instead of their smartphones? Well, the question is not so simple, because there isn't one size fits all answer to that question, but I will try to answer it based on my own personal journey with photography. Instead of asking yourself whether or not you need a camera, you should be asking yourself if using one would be more enjoyable or more motivating. And this is what I will try to focus on instead of the more technical aspects. Okay, for starters, a dedicated camera might have some advantages. For example, a bigger brighter sensor, an interchangeable battery, or the ability to change lenses, which phones don't have, usually. And because of that, you also get a lot of room to grow later in the future, but it does depend on the model of the camera that you are using. The main difference for me is not the specs, despite the fact that I do love the optical quality. No, the difference is mostly with the experience. For example, it's often more work to take your camera instead of just taking your phone, and because of that, I see things differently when I have my camera on me. Because if I go through the effort of taking my camera and then carrying it, I might as well use it. Going even through a small amount of effort means that I am more motivated to use it compared to if I just took my phone like I usually do. With a dedicated camera, I want to take a photo even if it's of some random flower or a bench. And with a dedicated camera, I will try to take a photo even if it's bad or mediocre. And that is an important difference between them. With a phone, I don't really go out of my way to take photos. Sometimes I do, but it's usually when it's something funny or something that I want to quickly send to someone. In other words, with a phone I take photos because I have it on me. Meanwhile, with a camera, I have it on me to take photos. And that's the first reason, the intention of taking photos. I pay more attention to what's around me instead of needing some big thing to happen for me to notice. I also simply find more joy with creating using a camera instead of a phone. A phone simply doesn't motivate me to create. I think one of the reasons for that is the fact that phones are basically the poster child of jack of all trades, master of none. You can do basically everything on them, but it also means it's harder to focus when doing it. Why take a photo when you can just listen to music? Why take a photo when you can just scroll on Instagram or any other social media? And so on and so on. Meanwhile, with a dedicated camera, I simply focus more on photography. Why? Because this is what the camera is made for. I will experiment with the settings to see what I can do. I will experiment with a different composition or angle to see if I can just take a better photo. I simply care more. And there is also a part that a lot of people skip when talking about this subject: editing. When using a phone, you often just take a photo and then don't really do anything with it. Sometimes you might spend a couple of seconds editing it, but that's all. Meanwhile, with a dedicated camera, you not only have to transfer your photos to a different device, but also edit them. Sometimes it might take a couple of days for a photo to see internet sunlight. Some people might hate editing, but I kinda like it. Seeing the raw file turn into the finished work is quite a nice feeling, and because of the additional time that I spend with it, I simply get more connected to my work. There's also the physical feeling of the camera. It's way more tactile. There are buttons and dials for basically everything, and since it's more enjoyable to do something with a button or dial instead of using touchscreen, I literally had to check if I can change the settings on my camera using just the touchscreen. And I mean I can, but the fact that I did it, I think speeds a lot how often do I use it. So here are the main reasons why I use my camera instead of a smartphone. Don't get me wrong though, most of these problems could be fixed with a right mindset. You can easily take great photos using a phone, but please turn off HDR. It makes photos look flat. And also, a phone camera is great if you are planning to be more discreet. For example, in street photography, people are more likely to notice a camera instead of a phone, because let's be honest here, everyone has one. While I do prefer taking photos with my camera, I still sometimes use my phone. It's either more convenient at the moment, or I simply don't have time to take my camera. But I still don't see myself using it for more than a couple of quick snapshots. But use whatever gear you want and can afford. Because let's be honest here, anyone that cares what gear you are using is probably not a person you should listen to. Photography being fun and enjoyable is the most important thing after all. But if you want to buy a camera but you are not sure if you need it, Just do it. Most people don't need a camera, but as I said at the beginning of the video, not needing one does not mean you won't benefit from it. It doesn't matter if you want to shoot landscapes or simply better photos at a family vacation. You will most likely benefit from using a dedicated camera in the long run.